Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at all the articles about Trump and the empty folders and an empty safe and the special master, I'll give you a couple of articles, a quick rundown. CBS News, Trump passports taken in FBI search of Mar-a-Lago returned. NBC News, Trump seized passports could be a problem for him. Not really. Trump's passports returned after Mar-a-Lago search. And then you have articles, or one MSNBC, Trump Justice Department said Trump kept passports in same drawer as classified documents. Why would he do that? Then Trump, what we know about Trump and empty folders, the Washington Post. Then there's Trump and nuclear secrets of another country. If they had anything on him, they would have already indicted him. They don't have anything on the man. The point is, he very likely knew that he would be raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation at some point. The interesting thing is he was working with the National Archives, the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In June, they visited him, the FBI, asked him to put another lock on the storage facility, gave him a thank you note. The National Archives and the DOJ were in correspondence with his legal team. Okay. Now you have a situation, there's an article, was Trump the mastermind of the Mar-a-Lago affair? And it's an Arizona Central article. You can look right here. Was Donald Trump the true mastermind of the Mar-a-Lago raid? AZ Central. You look at all these articles, they're all over the place. It's very possible the man knew that he was going to be unfairly treated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and just simply just put empty folders for them to look at and basically daring them to indict him. I think that what happened was he gave 15 boxes he returned 15 boxes in February. They were going back and forth with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He was complying and negotiating at the same time. Clinton gave servers completely wiped clean. She didn't comply at all. Okay, and I want a Hillary Trump 2024, but if you look at, like, Hunter, who knows what they've been doing in that investigation? The emails show clear graft and bribery. Like, you'd have to read the actual emails. So you can indict both. You could have indicted Clinton. James Comey stated no reasonable prosecutor would indict, although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified data. There's a very good chance that he knew what was going on and that he's either trolling them or some kind of bizarre dysfunctional relationship that, he's a former president with access, like he had access legally to those documents. As a former president, he's not going to be held, nor should he be held to the exact same standards as somebody like Clinton, who was an employee without the special clearances that Trump had. She didn't have the same security clearance that he had as president. She was Secretary of State. If Trump had servers, which is worse, if Trump had servers running classified data outside of the United States government, and Clinton said she didn't have classified data, of course, Comey literally stated it was SAP intelligence on servers running outside of the United States government. I wonder what all these historians would think of that. Nobody asks these educated, morally superior, wonderful historians that show up on MSNBC and CNN saying Trump, there's never been anything like Trump. He's a menace to democracy. What would they say if Trump had classified data siphoned outside of the United States government for 4 years on secret servers that nobody in the U.S. government knew about? And what would they say if a Republican administration had James Comey stating, although Trump did violate certain legal statutes, there's no intent to commit any crimes. So no reasonable prosecutor would indict Trump. Imagine if they said that. How would these historians, these journalists, these morally superior, wonderful pundits, how would they react? Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and also the H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll have a live stream tomorrow evening. This is a very important segment. It's possible that he planted passports, empty folders, an empty safe. He has them all on videotape. I'm not saying that he did. I'm not saying that there's categorical proof that he did. It is possible that he planted all of this just to make them chase their own tail in circles. That could be the case. There was an Arizona Republic article talking about how was Trump the true mastermind of Mar-a-Lago? So there's an article. It talks about how Michael Wolff, the author, stated that Trump told him that he expected Mar-a-Lago to be raided by the Federal Bureau of Investigation at some point. Now, if you have empty folders, if you have passports, if you have all of these things alongside like framed photos of Time magazine covers, alongside classified data, you're a former president. You've literally left your place like where you lived. You left the White House. You left the Oval Office. That's where you were living. It's very different from Clinton, who was Secretary of State, hiding communication, deleting 30,000 emails. It's infinitely worse. How I would love to hear the justification for private email servers being less egregious or less of a threat to national security than 15 boxes at Mar-a-Lago. You could say, well, those boxes could be taken. Sure. Any communication for 4 years could have been infiltrated or hacked, and the entire world would have had Clinton's emails, including the 30,000 she deleted. And so, why did she delete those emails? Why did she have private servers? We know why Trump had those boxes from Mar-a-Lago. It was for his library. And if you want to say, well, he was hiding something, President Obama had 30 million unclassified documents that he was supposed to put on the internet. He hasn't done so. Is the FBI going to go ahead and push an indictment of President Obama? No. Because everything was above board. But nobody knows how long it took the National Archives to read 30 million unclassified documents. When you have the Washington Post with the Pinocchios and the fact checking, and they say Trump, he lies so much every time he opens his mouth, he lies. It's like these people lie infinitely more than Trump, and they commit crimes. Hunter and Hillary could have been indicted within 2 seconds. You wouldn't need 6 years. Also, you have emails published in the New York Post, the Daily Mail, showing clear graft bribery schemes, pay-to-play, quid pro quo schemes. It's right there. You'd have to read the emails. You have to be educated to actually see what was going on. And the 150 suspicious financial transactions. With Clinton, you have top secret and special access programs siphoned out of the U.S. government onto servers that the U.S. government had no access to, which is the most absurd thing on the planet you've ever heard in your life. Okay? Then the other issue is the following. The special master, he probably knew, you could say he probably had a good idea that at some point he could get a special master to sift through all the evidence. So special master, New York Times, special master of the Trump records investigation explained an independent arbiter's review of government documents seized at the former president's home could significantly delay the criminal inquiry. Why would it delay the criminal inquiry? What did the man do? The FBI already read all of everything. They already said that they read everything that they took. Okay? So what's going to delay the inquiry? Trump getting back the documents that they took from him that they shouldn't have taken from him. They're all on video, by the way. So if they committed any crimes, or if they planted any evidence, or if they did anything that wasn't protocol, they would be on video. And it's like, you have Democrats want to defund the police and worship the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They're all over the place, Democrats. It's whatever's politically of political utility, that's the course of action they take. So you don't have a case against Trump. You could indict him. They don't have a case to convict. They'll probably almost certainly indict him after midterms or at some point, maybe before midterms. Not a firm prediction, but they're almost certainly going to indict this man. I hope they don't. Because payback, the big payback like James Brown won't be good because they actually committed crimes. With Trump, they're desperate to try to find something. If indeed he shouldn't have had those classified documents, they could have indicted him last year. They knew he had classified. The Washington Post was talking about Trump having classified documents in Mar-a-Lago early this year. When he gave 15 boxes, when he returned 15 boxes. Okay? They already knew that. But I think that he knew that eventually, or there's a chance There's a chance. I'm not saying he knew for sure. There's a chance he knew a special master would get involved, which would make it make the whole thing even more absurd and more difficult for them to actually show he committed a crime, especially when they're taking things that don't belong to them, and when they knew he had classified data, and also when they know he's a former president. He left. They knew how he acquired the data, which is a big part of how any conviction could take place. Okay? They don't know how Clinton transferred top secret and special access program intelligence onto secret networks outside the U.S. government. That's according to Comey. He never stated how. But I want a Hillary Trump 2024. Hit subscribe right now. I think the special master was yet another Trump curveball. Could have been. Not saying that I know for sure, but could have been. And now you, like, everyone, special master, oh my God, no. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you.